Okay, I changed my mind. I have a couple like half-formed jokes. And so I'm going to say these right now, but these haven't had the second pass of, getting the lingo exactly right. So, but I'm going to go 2 weeks without jokes, and then we won't record for 2 weeks, and then it just makes me sad.
Pretty soon, Ukraine's not a part of the world anymore. In 2 weeks.
I don't have any Ukraine. Scientists think gas from the Big Bang is trapped inside the Earth.
Whoa.
It can't come out because she's trying to keep things sexy for her husband.
She's still turning on the faucet every time she goes to the bathroom.
Do you fart in front of Lauren?
No.
Has Lauren? I'm just knowing Lauren. I'm 100% sure she doesn't fart in front of you, unless it was an accident, getting into her car or something, reaching over for a dog.
No.
She's classy. She's a classy broad.
She's a classy broad. She doesn't fart or poop or anything like that.
Seriously, though, who hasn't had to fart after a Big Bang? Ooh.
Queef.
What's up with that, by the way? That's universal.
What's up with it? In what terms?
Scientists have finally mapped the whole human genome.
Really?
It took an additional 20 years after most of the map was already complete.
Whoa.
They finally found the clitoris.
Oh.
See, that's an example of like a lazy joke, because that's...
I don't know, man. Those are... You need to bring those to stand-up open mic night.
Why is the clitoris one? That's been told too many times.
I don't know. It's funny.
That's another thing. Speaking of last week, where things are out there in science now that they can be figured out. It's like, I'm not a kid. This isn't caveman days anymore.
But the science one, that last one, is such a what do you call it? What's the term for that style of joke?
Parlance?
No, it's like such like you're like flipping over so much. It's like such a change in direction.
Yeah, the old switcheroo.
The switcheroo on that science one. It's like it's like most people, like, human genome is already over their head. Yeah. You know what I mean? So then you jump
They're
back.
like, I'm out on this.
Yeah. So then you jump back to where's the clitoris? That's a good joke.
Oh, there we go. That's a good way to look at it.
Okay, we referenced why I sound like a Nick Arcade host.
Oh, I never thought about it. That's the reason why.
Why? You just thought it was COVID?
Yeah.
Nope. Here's the reason why, and I think we talked about it before. I was at the AKC CCA Collie Club of America.
The big dog.
The National Collie Club of America National.
JP Morgan Chase Trophy.
That was there. That was not the top trophy. That was for something else. But that was a fun fact I learned. Yeah. JP Morgan, big collie guy. And he has a trophy that he donated.
Could have donated.
It was one of the best looking trophies,
well,
which you would expect.
Yeah, given.
JP. Wonder how he got his started. Where'd he get his money? Before banks. How do you start a bank?
He probably got a loan from his father.
Probably. Or a potato farmer. So I was at the Collie National in Salt Lake City, right by the Real Salt Lake Football Club Stadium. Real Salt Lake. Real Salt Lake.
That's what Seattle, it is. I'm just saying.
So
I'm not saying it's
Seattle. So wonders.
Real Salt Lake. You were right by there.
Yeah, pass by it every day to go to the show. And so,
what was the thing you mentioned? A high school or something? Was that just a random fact, or was
that was just I kept passing this high school, which was
I thought it was like maybe in
Jordan, Utah High School, home of the Beet Diggers. That was their mascot.
That's funny.
Was it Beet Diggers? Is that what I said? Yeah,
something like that.
Beet Diggers, Beet Farmers, Jordan, Utah. Give it a goog. High school. No, but it was at this big expo center, and there was like over 400 collies there. And that they said that was like smaller than normal because people like still weren't like making it out because of COVID and whatnot, and flights and whatever. So there were a lot of dogs, and so
woof woof.
Ow, wow. Yeah, it was intense. It was 5 days of dog shows because there's so many dogs, as we've talked about previously. You know, in a regular local show, there'd be a class of smooth collies and a class of rough collies. Well, in this case, there'd be like 3 classes of rough bitches.
Sorry, but I will say JP Morgan did become a partner with his father and George Peabody.
Ooh.
So, I mean, he became involved in all kinds of crazy stuff, including railroads and steel and stuff like that.
Through his family.
Through his business ventures. But it had to start with getting a little leg up.
Nepotism.
Yeah.
That's how it was back then. The family trade.
The Gilded Age.
Ooh.
Isn't that a show or something right now on Netflix or HBO or something?
Ooh, I don't know.
Anyways, sorry.
Sounds good.
Back to dog talk.
Dog talk. What was I saying?
I wasn't listening. I was looking up the JP Morgan.
So instead
were there any real dog dudes there?
Yes. A lot more dudes. Not as many uninvolved dog dudes, which I think is the demographic of the tailgate dog dudes, real dog dudes of dog showing.
Yeah, because this is the Nationals. This is all hands on deck.
Oh, yeah, you got to be.
Even you were all hands on deck.
I was all hands on deck, which I'll get to. But what I was saying, I remember, instead of there just being like a rough class and a smooth class, there was like 4 rough dog classes, 4 rough bitch classes, and they all get cut.
And they didn't split them up in a certain way. There's just the sheer volume of dogs. They had to have multiple dog classes.
So all the rough dogs, there'd be like 20 in a class. And then
where my rough dogs at?
They'd cut out Rough Rider, mount up. Ooh, ooh. So then they'd cut like 4 out of a class. And then the next one, they cut like 5 out. And they'd like
to get down to like a regular rough class.
Yeah, that they would do like at the final.
Yeah.
And one time, this judge only cut 2. Only took 2, and there was an audible like, oh,
are you kidding me?
Yeah, through the crowd was, oh.
Wait, are there parents like, you know, like parents at like T-ball games and stuff? They're like
yelling at the ref,
even though there's signs and stuff like say like, hey, your kid's probably not going to make it to the pros. Like, everybody chill the F out. There's still parents on the sidelines going, this ref's a piece of joke. This umpire sucks. Who's this guy? I know his boss. He's stupid.
No, they do that in quiet.
But in quiet.
They do it to themselves.
I mean, that also happens, but...
Yeah. No, there's no blowouts.
There's nobody being vociferous.
No Will Smiths there. And so it's Tuesday to Saturday, 12 hours a day.
Dude, I know it's Tuesday, Saturday, because I picked you up at the airport and dropped you off.
That whole time, since you saw me, dog show. Like, I literally drove from the airport to the dog show on Tuesday.
I know.
And then got back to the house at like 8 after dinner. So, fun fact, I'm slightly allergic to dog dander.
The sheer volume of the dogs overwhelmed you.
Yes. And also, it seemed as if this expo center didn't have
ventilation, you said.
Yeah, it didn't have like a lot of flow. You could like feel the air conditioning because it got like warmer some days. But
your eyes be red right now.
Right now?
So red.
Oh, that's probably, I don't know why right now. Maybe in my contacts. But it was like, there was not a lot of like airflow. You didn't like feel a breeze or anything, and it was like polished concrete floor where other dog shows might have dirt floor.
Which is a job you travel for.
Oh yeah. Polished concrete. And so there's a lot of there's dogs being brushed, there's dogs being blow dried, there's dogs blowed and
blued.
There's they also use this like chalky cornstarchy substance to put on their legs to keep them white because they have traditionally white legs. Racist. And so that's all just in the air all the time. And there's just 400 dogs there. And so my eyes and nose and throat took a beating.
So if you're at a normal dog show, you don't notice, or you notice maybe a tiny bit.
Right. At a normal dog show, a little bit of dry eye, maybe a nose sniffle here or there, but nothing a little Claritin or what's the nose spray with the Z?
Mucinex.
No. The allergy with the Zyrtec spray.
Oh, yeah. Zyrtec,
nose spray might not fix. But this was to no avail because I did all of the above. And so like the first day, it was like, oh yeah, this is like definitely different. My eyes and nose watering, whatever.
Even on the first day you noticed.
Yeah. Second day, it's now reached a point of inflammation. My throat is all like scratchy. My nose is all runny. Eyes are burning. And I'm like constantly doing like allergy eye drops and, all the hourly, like it's like, okay, I can take another Claritin or whatever. And then the next day, in my body's response to it being all dried and inflamed, adds mucus now. And so it's overreacting during the night.
Oh, yeah, totally.
And so sometimes to the point of it felt like
but
I was
you're in Salt Lake City, so is there AC happening?
There's AC and also 4,000 foot elevation gain.
Dude, how did you even survive?
I didn't, obviously. And so that next day after the dry burning day was mucus day, to the point of like, it sometimes like felt like I was constantly like choking because it's just like constantly in my throat.
Ugh.
And so by the end of it, my sinuses completely clogged. I got boogers that look like I've been sanding drywall all day and all that jazz.
All because of the chalk.
Chalk and hair and dander mixed in with the chalk.
Now, what is the level of sacrifice acceptable for a significant other? That's really the question.
Well, here's the answer.
Because also sister of UGF.
Yeah, brother-in-law is there.
Can you say that?
Her brother-in-law.
And he is majorly allergic to dogs. So much so that he wasn't even going in the arena?
No, but
he has the kids, but
yeah. He also had the out of watching the kids. So.
But if he didn't have the kids, would he
No, he would have showed up for like an hour and left.
Really?
Yeah, he had like an inhaler, wore gloves when he was like setting up the dog stuff.
Really?
Yeah, because he'll like break out.
Oh, wow.
So
that's
the level of sacrifice depends on how bad you want to win.
No.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
I'm not talking about.
Because I was in the trenches.
I'm not talking about the dogs here. Let's take a break from the dogs for a second, and let's globalize the problem.
Mm-hmm.
What is an acceptable sacrifice to make for the needs of your significant other? Because there are times, let's say you're first dating, you might try to put on a show.
Right.
And you're sniffling and you're sneezing and you're like, I'm fine. But you're really trying to like spend time with them. You're showing them by overcoming this thing how committed you are to them. But you guys have been together a long time.
Yeah, and here's where I didn't realize how bad it would be. Because I've been to shows where it hasn't been a problem.
Oh, so have this conversation next year is what you're saying.
Right. But also, I wasn't there for her.
Oh.
I was there for the dogs. Little baby Gracie, the puppy that I showed in February in Enumclaw. That's why I was there.
Did you have to don the suit at all this time?
I didn't. It was on standby. It was there.
Did you leave it at the booth?
It was at the booth. It was on standby.
I saw the signage.
Yep, they got the sign. Everyone has the signage because it's also a time where I met people from Virginia, met people from Georgia, Wisconsin, Tennessee.
Did you put them in the notes in your phone?
Nope, because I wasn't imbibed. And so it's also a time for them to like see other dogs in person that they've kind of like maybe heard about that have been winning a lot, and potential breedings and whatnot like that. So they have their signs up of like their kennels and different winners and things like that. People have signs that like actually have like the dog pictures on them and dog names. And so lots of people there. But yeah, so I was there for the dogs to win, and
like somebody like playing in the Super Bowl with like a broken ankle. T.O. broken leg.
More than that.
Tiger Woods broken leg.
More than that. You know the guy who
Oscar Pistorius, no legs.
The assistant coach to the LA Rams coach that holds him back from getting in the way of the ref.
Yeah.
That was me.
Oh, yeah.
So I was there in the heat of it.
Just grabbing your girlfriend's waist the whole time.
Yeah, just like, back. And so, no, but I did have a role, which is a parlance that we need to beat, and I need you guys' help. The parlance is of the assistant who holds the brush and the spray, because there's a chance mid-show for you to kind of keep things fluffed and groomed.
Fluffer.
Yeah, no. I don't know which is worse, that or the common parlance is bucket bitch.
What?
Because they're running around with a little bucket that's got like brushes and a spray bottle.
These nice, classy dog people?
Mm-hmm.
These people with fanciness and dripping collies? This isn't a freaking Rottweiler show.
Yeah, this isn't a destruction derby. Rodeo.
Yeah.
PBR coming to Tacoma this weekend. I kind of want to go to it.
Bucket bitch.
So, bucket bitch. And that was my role.
Well, you just changed your name on Instagram. Change it to that.
I was thinking bucket butch. But here's the thing is,
that's if your girlfriend.
Lauren was gonna send me a picture. She said someone took a picture and I'm like in the background and I'm there like with this really intense like almost like angry face on the sidelines because I'm like so like focused on the dog.
Sidelines. You're even talking about it in sports terms.
You're on the sidelines. You're there. And so, and you got to be like ready. You got to know like after they do their show, you know, they do the judge goes over them and they do their little lap
it's
around.
It's like the gladiators and it's like.
Yeah. You got to be ready to that.
Thumbs up, thumbs down.
You got to know where they're going to end up back on the sideline, on the rail, so that you can be there to...
NASCAR.
Exactly. You're one of the pit crew. You got to be there ready with the spray and the brush so they can re-groom after they do their running around. And then you got to know where they're going to be right before the judge is done going over all the dogs.
What kind of spray? Like starch? Like you starch your shirt?
No, it's like just water or like water and conditioner.
But they really get their coats like standing up.
Well, they do hairspray at the table.
Oh.
But then the hairspray and the water makes it stand up.
Crazy.
Yeah, so you got to be like ready and like know where they're going to go and where they're going to be and at what times they're able to do it, where they're not like actively showing to the judge, because you do it while the judge is going over other dogs. So I was there, and people that were there said I was doing a good job.
Nice.
Veterans were saying I was a good bucket bitch.
Vets. You know what's funny is...
And I'll just get it out of the way. The puppy got third in her class and this is the national.
The puppy is, quote unquote, Will's dog.
Quote unquote, my dog. And then the other boy got top 10, which is an award of merit. And then her sister got select, which is like in the top 4.
Not the dog's sister, your girlfriend's sister.
Yeah, her dog. And that dog also
that
got...
That dog is the sister? I thought it...
What?
I thought it was a male dog.
It's a male dog.
Okay.
Yeah. Her sister's dog, which is a male, got select, which is in the top 4. It also got best sire. So that was kind of a fun one because they do best sire and best brood bitch. Brood bitch. Sounds like a Cardi B song.
Brood bitch.
And... so you go in and it's like the sire and then up to like 4 of the children, and they all get judged together for like cohesiveness and like the genetics passed along, and they're all good.
Jaden Smith?
Yeah.
Sire.
Jaden Smith. That's how we do it. Twitter. And then same for the girls, blah, blah, blah. So it won that. It also, there was an award ceremony. It won number 1 sire in the country in terms of like its offspring winning points for the year.
Yeah.
And then also their mom won breeder of the year, which is also like their dogs getting points as well as genetic testing.
So, did they win a mug like world's number 1 dad or whatever?
Oh, we got lots of mugs.
That's basically what award they won.
Yeah, world's greatest dad. They got socks. No, they got like this little brass thing that was breeder of the year, and then the sire one was actually this painting. It was this big painting of these 4 dogs. It's pretty cool, actually.
Now, I'll say this first. I'm not proud of what I'm going to say. My first thought when I'm hearing all this, I didn't think of this when it was just a normal weekend show, but hearing this about nationals, my first thought, again, not proud, is like, to me, it seems kind of silly, like all this bucket bitch running around, hairspray, dogs, all the stress of the event and whatever. When you really boil it down, it's just people comparing what dogs look like.
That's what it is.
Can you dress?
Anytime.
How are you dressing up your dogs?
That's what it is all the time.
And if the dogs have puppies, what do those dogs look like?
Yeah, but are they meeting the breed standard?
Exactly. But then my brain goes to like, well, it's kind of pointless. But then it's like, how pointless is anything else that's pointless
in the world? Yeah. What if it was
whether you're talking about even a sport,
right? It's
video games,
it's a niche thing. So it's like if that's your niche
music
thing,
or whatever,
you know all about that one thing.
Exactly. That's what I was going to go to my second thought. Anything is just, if you boil it down to silliness, then it's all pointless.
Are you Jacob Collier or are you the guy with Travis Barker? What's his name? The idiot.
Oh yeah, MGK.
MGK. Are you those two guys? Are you the difference of those two? You know, what level are you at?
But either way, both those fools are finding a certain kind of fulfillment out of it. It doesn't really matter.
People love MGK and people love Jacob Collier, and one is doing the most basic and one is doing this crazy finite niche version of it.
But also there's some kid who's in junior high and he's playing acoustic guitar in his room and he's just as satisfied as being Jacob Collier is.
Exactly. Niche.
It's whatever you're into.
It's whatever Nietzsche you're into. And so
it's crazy.
It is crazy. But that's what was kind of cool about it, because I had been to the local shows and I had seen a lot of the same people. And actually, the first show I ever went to, if you remember, was Wisconsin.
Dude, I remember.
You remember that?
Yeah.
And I met a guy there, and he gave me a warning. He said, stay away from dog shows. And so this was the first time I'd seen him since then.
To him, not worth it.
No, it's worth it. He's there. He was there. He's deep in it.
Yeah.
He's a judge. He judged the national.
So he was being funny.
Yeah. And I noticed they all kind of do that.
Yeah.
They all know they're crazy.
Like at the beginning, they
all know they're crazy.
At the beginning, just like you are now, it's just like, oh, I'm just being the bucket bitch and I'm just helping out my GF and whatever. And then 30 years later, 40 years later,
judging the national.
Judging, and he's wearing a bow tie and he's
red bow tie. Yep.
Wait, was that right?
Yeah. And so it's kind of cool to see the difference, because like there were the same people from Washington that I've seen multiple times now.
Everybody seemed more stressed.
Oh yeah, people are freaking stressed. So, but then I got to see all these other people from all over the country, meet new people, and I saw people that I saw in Wisconsin at that first show, and I like remembered seeing them like showing their dogs. There was this one lady who I like specifically remembered, and that was kind of cool to like see them, and I talked to that guy from Wisconsin.
Oh, speaking of sports, when people are like invested in the thing, and then they're like, hey, do you remember that game you played 13 years ago and it was Dallas and it was fourth down?
Oh, so people talk like that. They're like, oh, we think, I remember when this dog was best puppy at this show. They talk like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
They got all the stats. They need a Colin Cowherd of the dog show world. Maybe that could be me. But yeah, they talk like that. And I'm just like, whoa, I have no idea. But that was fun. And there was one night, it was,
how's Lauren? I don't want to talk about her too much on the pod, but it seems like, okay, I haven't been around her that much, but it seems like Lauren would be good with stress. She seems like if you looked at her, she might seem kind of frantic, but it's really more, she's a hard worker and she wants to like dot all her I's and cross all her T's. So she's stressed like that, but internally not stressed as in
I think it's the other way around. I think you don't see it at all. But
she's a killer.
Yep. She's maybe a little elevated stress, but she's got it under control.
Oh, I read the.
She sang the national anthem. There were tears.
Dude,
I know.
I gotta hear this chick sing.
I know. Yeah, people are crying, and
well, it's a tough time right now.
Yeah. Shout out Ukrainian flag on the TV.
She sang the Ukraine national anthem to clarify.
No. But what I was going to say is there was, and I feel like I'm like running out of time. There was one night, which was the most fun night.
Just give me the highlights.
As I'm giving you the highlights. There was a night that was the, they call it the top 10. And it's the top 10 people in rankings from the year, not necessarily of that show. So it was like the second night, even though like the whole show hasn't gone on, and it's people that were in the top 10 for that year. It also includes the people that do like the agility, the jumping, over the things, whole thing, and also the obedience. And so they like dim all the lights except for like right in the ring. And then people are like dressed up like in like nice dresses and stuff. And then each dog that's in the top 10 also has like a song that they get to choose. And so like music plays, they go in, they do a little something. And like it's crazy because the obedience dogs, like they had this whole like planned out like dance thing. And so like they stop there, the owner like does this dance thing, and they like the dog like walks up, stops there, and then turns, and like it's this whole thing. Yeah. And so then so that was, so it's like, and it's just like a party. There's like drinks and food and stuff and desserts and whatever, and everyone's dressed up. And her sister's dog, that was the number one sire, was in there also for points, is the number 3 dog in points. And so its show name is Island Nights. And so we were all wearing
Hawaiian shirts,
leis.
Oh,
the flower.
That's why she was wearing the lei?
Yeah, the flower leis. And so it's kind of cool because you like, there was also a couple people that were like a part of our crew that were also wearing them. So it's like cool to, and you like kind of, you felt like a team,
Yeah.
And they're like doing the show and everyone's like, having a good time and whatever. It was just more like a party.
Wait, so
that was fun.
You're the boyfriend.
Yep.
And the one sister's married.
Yep.
And he comes, but he's not always with the dogs.
Right.
Does the other mom and sister, have they ever had anybody else help them, like a friend or a...
No, all the sisters help each other with grooming and
they
stuff.
They have each other.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, yeah, the sisters help
rather than just
and
one
even
person
like there was
like
a time
couple or something.
There's a time where like her sister was in, and the other sister was busy, and she needed to buck a bitch, and I ran in there. Yeah. And she even said like she's like I was looking around for so and so, and then you were there, and it's like she appreciated
that's actually
it.
Probably really different for them to have you helping out or whatever.
Yeah. And I told them they need to like make a spreadsheet of like who's helping with which dogs, because they're always just like yelling across to each other like, "Hey, can you come to the?" Like, it's like they need to organize it. I was the outsider, so they've been doing it for
yeah, exactly
20 years or whatever. Her mom like 50 years.
Thank you, Will. Got it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, his fur is kind of maybe a little more.
They have like the best dogs in the country, and you're like, they need to change.
So anyway,
you need to figure this out for me. Ask Lauren. I'm really unsettled about this. Showing the dogs.
Yes.
And like you
Were
said,
you the one that said what percentage of it is the show? What percentage is the dog?
Because you just said a big part of it is like, do they match the
standard?
The standard.
The Collie Club of America standard. which is typed out. I've read it.
Oh yeah. I watched this. I watched this video of I don't know. It was a different dog breed, but it's like this 90-year-old guy talking.
Yeah.
It was like so low quality and so like plain. It was just funny to watch. But like it seems to me if you have a genetically superior dog, like, I mean, what's the point of even showing up if you have a genetically inferior dog? If you know those people have to go like, I'm just Oklahoma City Thunder. It's like, I'm just showing up for fun. I know I'm not going to win the championship. I'm just
the Lakers.
Yeah, they're not even in the playoffs.
So there's a part of it which is,
I want to know how. But if they have a genetically inferior, could they potentially groom their way up to the top? That doesn't make sense.
They can't groom their way to the top because part of it is like structural, skeletal.
Right.
The shape, literally shape of their skull.
I know, yeah.
And stuff like that, and legs.
Proportionality.
And proportions and things like that. So grooming can't fix that.
That's my big hang up.
A percentage of it that is the opinion of the judge. It's still like an opinionated thing. So different judges like different things. And then you do gain something to showing a dog well if you're able to like have it stand correctly, have it like do the right angles correctly, if you're able to run it around correctly. Gait.
Can you do this? Get her to do it in a voice note. I want to hear it in her words.
Okay.
She can explain it to you in case I need additional information, but I also want to hear it straight from the dog's mouth. So to speak. That's a metaphor.
So we got this picture of the puppy.
Right.
For an example.
Uh-huh.
She got this picture because she said it was a perfect gait.
I'm going to put it in the show. I'm going to have to put it on Instagram.
We've got here the front leg outreached and the back leg outreached here. Create a perfect triangle.
Ding, ding, ding.
Almost an equilateral triangle. And then the back legs on like the back side, not back as in front or back, but the back side of the picture, they are meeting in the middle and not crossing. They're not crossing like this in the middle. So that is a perfect gait.
I mean, if you had a human child and it walked a certain way, you could teach it to walk a different way. Like, hey, make sure one foot goes this way and not this way. Even if, Tammy's feet go like this, out, like a duck.
Yeah.
Like a V. But if I told her to, I was like, hey, today I'm going to put a leash on you and you're going to walk in a circle and I need you to walk with your feet straight.
Mm-hmm.
She could do it.
Yeah. And you're like, we got a big show coming up.
We got a big show coming up. You're really making me sneeze. Your dander is making me sneeze.
Mm-hmm.
But she could do it. But a dog...
Nope, you can't.
That's what I'm saying. The genetics have to be superior.
Exactly. So they got to have the right proportions. But, people are biased. They think their dog's the greatest thing they've ever seen.
But did your girlfriend just get born into a family with genetically superior dogs?
Yes. Her mom started it when her mom was 17 years old.
She's JP Morgan.
Yes.
Oh, frick.
Like their dogs have been bred and changed the standard almost of collies across the globe. They're in They're in South America. They're in Europe. They're all over the place.
Oh my gosh. Multiverse of madness.
MCU of the collie world. So, yeah.
All right.
So, it was lit AF.
Any other details?
Details? No. It was funny because the sister's dog and her dog, they won the same awards they won last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Award of Merit and Select.
I thought her sister's dog was number 1, but she got...
Number 1 sire.
Oh, sire. But I thought with like points or something, it was the number 1
for
in
a
the
while.
country. Oh, it's not anymore?
And they said the other one that got number 1, they just go to every show, every freaking weekend, just... So you can like gain more points, even if you're not like necessarily winning every single show, you've got more points.
They need to do a PPS, points per show.
Right. So I bet her sister's dog had a better PPS than the other dog.
You need to keep track of that.
I'm going to start a new ranking system.
Yeah. It's like, what's it called in baseball when they're doing the different things?
Well, what's in basketball? It's points per game? PPG?
Yeah.
Yeah. Something like that.
What do they call it when it...
Kill to death ratio?
Like
Call of Duty?
Like advanced stats.
Yeah. Calling Cowherd. I'm gonna be Dolan Dogherd.
Colin Dogherd. It's like
Dolan Dogherd.
Like in the Cars movies. They have the...
He was in the Cars movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or was it Planes?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Was he in Planes or Cars? He's in one of them. What was his name in there?
Brent Mustang Burger.
Is that what it was?
No, that was that was Brent Musburger.
Oh yeah. Wait, I'm looking it up.
Yeah, he was a blimp.
Colin Cowherd Cars movie, but I think it was Planes.
Yeah, I think he was a blimp.
It was Planes, and he was Colin Cowling.
Oh, Colin Cowling. It's not as fun.
Yeah. He is the blimp. The RSN Racing Sports Network blimp in Planes. So yeah, good times. Dog show, lit AF.
Sounds like fun.
We had ribbons. We came home with ribbons and awards. The puppy got 3rd in the nation for 9 to 12 months, so I think that's pretty good for only going to 3 shows in her whole life.
Oh, and I forgot the glare in Lauren's eye when she said she wants to win.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it scared me like a chill ran down my spine.
When was that?
Can't remember.
When we went to lunch?
I can't remember.
In Ruston or something?
I can't remember if it was Thanksgiving or competitive nature.
Oh, yeah.
Is she competitive in other areas or just...
Oh, yeah. All the time. I'm like trying to get to the front door and she's like races past me.
It's more when it's sort of all encompassing like that, it's sort of more fun in a way. Because it's like more action.
Oh yeah, you're invested.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you got something to root for. You're in it.
If you're just going there to...
That's what I was saying. Like,
if you're going there to hang out, it wouldn't be as fun.
People caught a picture. If you were going there to hang out, it was boring AF. You got to be in there. You got to like know what's going on. And like when there's like pictures of me on the sidelines and I'm like staring like intently, on the sideline, like making sure like what's happening, what's going on, where do I need to be. It's intense. It was not a vacation. It was a vacation from work, but it wasn't like a chill at the beach vacation. So it was fun.
Did it meet all your expectations?
Did
you have any expectations?
Definitely will do next year though, because I wasn't involved in the grooming. I will definitely be investing in a better chair. I'm gonna ball out on a chair. That brings me up my next point, which I'll bring up next week, is airline travel. Oh. What's with airplane seats?
Did you pray for your dog to win?
No.
Oh, dang it.
I did upgrade my seat, though.
Did you pray for that?
No, I just paid for it.
God's favorite.
Take out the R. I paid for it.
Tried to set you up.
I know, sorry.
There was no answer to prayer.
There wasn't. I still have not got my answer to prayer, so we're good.
This has been the Bad Brothers Podcast. We're coming up on 100 episodes.
Get ready for the big 100 episode giveaway.
Oh, dang. What are we going to give away?
I'm still working on it.
We should do a giveaway.
I know. I've been thinking about it.
All right. Share it with a friend, people.
$1,000 legacy extraordinaire.
We'll get it.